Johnny Blaze, and especially Ben.
Hey, hello, and welcome to I Know You're Listening, the internet show where we speak directly to the creators and tell them how to do their jobs. We are men explaining stuff. They should create a word for that. I am Johnny Blaze.
I'm Ben Hooper.
I'm Joe Ketchum.
Today, we are doing another Fancast. Air horns. We are fans. We cast something. Fancast. Easy enough.
We invented another thing.
Yeah, and this is not only returning guest star, returning episode format. We're coming into our own.
Look at us with our recurring motifs.
I'm loving it. I am loving it.
Two's company, three's a crowd. Joe.
Don't be jealous,
okay
Ben. I had a show with him long before we had a show together, so be nice to him.
Yeah, Ben. I'm the OG.
The original Joe. Joe spelled with a G.
You're my hot new rebound co-host.
Now I like it again.
Now, after Joe moved away.
Yeah, left town in a hurry.
Rub his capital G face in it.
No, we got to be nice to him because I want to go back on the show one day.
Oh, okay. I probably do.
Both
too.
have to come on. Yeah, you both have to come back on.
Well, I haven't thought of the actual formula, but we actually wrote down who we're going through this time instead of just bouncing around. So our first thing we are going to cast, I don't remember whose idea was. Probably me. I'm kind of a genius with random podcast ideas. It's Dark and Gritty Futurama.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
The answer is out there, Neo. It's the question that drives us.
Hey, why are they hooked up like that? Is it some kind of Craftmatic adjustable deathbed?
I don't fucking know. You can describe your own project. I didn't think too hard about
That's
it.
up to the cinematographer.
So we are merely the casting directors. But yeah, I'll start us off with Fry in this dark and gritty Futurama movie, live action.
I will now perform my people's native dance.
My Fry is Cameron Monaghan. He's a cool redhead who kind of has a big head like Fry. Feel like he could have that big poof. I love him in Fallen Order, the video game. He does really great acting and mocap there, and I think he would be a good fish out of water. Could be a little funny too. Fry.
Has he done any films? I'm not familiar with this.
I'm just nodding and pretending to know who this is.
He was the Joker.
I was like, man, Ben's on top of it.
In the Gotham TV show, he was Joker.
Yes, absolutely. He's on Shameless. He would be fantastic.
All right, who's going second?
Please, guests first.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
guests second.
Guest second.
Yeah.
Second.
All right.
Guests are the meat in the sandwich.
So I wanted a gritty, dark redhead as well, and so I immediately went to Rorschach from Watchmen and cast Jackie Earle Haley as my dark and gritty Fry.
That's awesome.
I love that.
It's like Cameron Monaghan, but 10, 15 more years on him. Yeah.
Might end up playing a version of Fry from the future who comes back and dates Leela and doesn't realize he's Fry, or Fry doesn't know he's Fry until
He would be great Lars. Oh my god, he would be the Lars to Cameron Monaghan's Fry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm the one of the three of us that remembered that hair dye and makeup exist. And my Fry is brooding Oscar bait lad, Timothy Chalamet. He's delivering, but he's so moody about it.
He looks so weird with the red hair. I don't know.
No, that's what sold me on it, honestly. It was like, imagine a big orange air horn on Timothy Chalamet, and I couldn't...
All right.
Looks like a vuvuzela. All right, we're to Leela.
You do know I'm stabbing at thee, right?
I picked Adrienne Palicki.
Oh, nice.
I feel like she would go really good with Cameron Monaghan. There are not enough lady is older romances in Hollywood, and she's a respectable 9 or 10 years older than him, and I think she would also be a good Leela. I've been subjecting myself to the Orville lately, but she is one of the best parts of that show, and I think she would definitely be like a really strong Leela, and would look good with one eye and purple hair.
Kind of went the same route. We're just like a really strong actor and would look great in the role is Charlize Theron.
We know she looks good under several layers of prosthesis.
Yeah,
We've seen
I was
monsters
kind of
she
going.
can act. Yeah, she can act with a bunch of rubber shit on her face.
I was trying to think of a polite way to work that in, but yeah, it's she has a good ugly act, and Leela deals with that sometimes.
My choice for Leela was Alicia Vikander from Ex Machina. And instead of prosthesis, I was thinking, CGI. She can act under several layers of CGI.
Yeah.
Gee, I see CGI. I just see
She was Laura Croft. Laura Croft.
Nouveau Tomb Raider.
I like how Ben's cast is younger, mine's kind of middle, and then Joe's going older.
Just do it like it part 1 and 2. One of ours is part 1, and then yours is the part 2 20 years later.
You're full of crap, Fry.
I don't apologize. There's got to be a black Spider-Man somewhere out there.
All right, my Bender is Jackie Earle Haley.
Yay!
Wonderful.
Yeah, he would look good as Fry, but that voice would sound beautiful coming out of a Bender character. And even if you're playing him for laughs or grit, I feel like it'd be funny either way. Joe, who's your Bender?
Mine is a little outside the box. See if you can visualize it. John DiMaggio.
I almost did that.
You know what? I can see it.
Like, in real life, John DiMaggio kind of looks to me like what a gritty Bender should look like. Like, you put him in some Tin Man makeup and he does the voice, and that's what I envision.
When they announced that Futurama's coming back and everyone's on board except John DiMaggio, it's like, no.
Then Joe's not on board.
Well,
exactly.
That was the wrong role to recast.
Recast anyone except John DiMaggio. He is the human in the Muppet cast.
Ben's Bender.
I haven't Bendered yet.
Yes.
My Bender, Dave Bautista.
I don't know. It's like I just know that would be good, but I can't describe why that's good.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like once I was like, who for Bender? And first name that came to me, and I was like, okay, I'm done thinking about this.
And he's really good in that little bit he's in the Blade Runner requel, and that would be like a good like gritty Bender sort of persona.
Yeah, some like half that, half Drax.
The Professor. I went with Stellan Skarsgård. I feel like that dude is all sorts of mad science. Some of his best work, I think, is in Thor: The Dark World when he's full mad scientist, and then you mix a little bit of Baron Harkonnen's like hedonism, sadomasochism in there, which you would definitely have to play up with Dark and Gritty Professor. That dude's a fucking freak. He watches ultra porn. And I feel like Stellan Skarsgård would be really game for a character like that.
Like it.
How about you, Joe?
Well, good news, everyone. I chose Stephen Lang as my professor. Just grizzled and old and lanky and will mess you up.
He would be an awesome professor. He'd be a scary professor. You could really lean
terrifying.
Into. Yeah. What's that horror series he's in where he's the blind guy?
It's not Don't Breathe. Is it Don't Breathe?
No, it is Don't Breathe. You're right.
I also intentionally aimed out to be like, okay, who gives mad scientist vibes and super creepy vibes? And the only choice for me was Sir Anthony Hopkins. Yes, somewhere in between Hannibal Lecter and Westworld, Anthony Hopkins. He's done comedy before too. He can be very funny.
He's hilarious as Odin when Odin's cracking wines.
When he's being Loki Odin.
Yeah. What's that meme where you know what you're doing and you are prepared?
He knows the assignment.
Yes.
He understood the assignment.
He understands the assignment. Please subscribe to my videos, Gen Z.
No caps. Anthony Hopkins is bussin'. Furr.
All right. For Hermes.
Hermes returns from his vacation today.
So how was the Spleef Nebula?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Dule Hill from such
Oh.
things as the West Wing and
Psych.
Psych was the other one I was gonna say. He is also actually Jamaican, which I feel like is nice.
Did not know that.
I feel like he'd just be really good in it all around.
He's always been really solid.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like he's probably one of my favorite characters in West Wing, especially now.
I went with I tried to think about if there was an alternative, but there was really no other option for me than Jeffrey Wright.
Oh,
I could not think of anyone but Jeffrey Wright to be Hermes.
Beautiful.
That's a really good one.
Good actor. I couldn't come up with anyone else.
He is really putting out that range. I feel like anybody who plays Commissioner Gordon is just like touched by God.
Right, and even in that movie, we see that he can do serious and comedy. Like the Commissioner Gordon, like comedy bits in the Batman were just. Well, for my Hermes, I went with Chiwetel Ejiofor, actor you may know from such things as Serenity, the Doctor Strange films, and also things that probably smart people watch. I don't know. I only watch nerdy bullshit. But he's got a great range. I know he can do a variety of accents, probably Jamaican. And I know that he can do both comedy and threatening seriousness. And since we're being gritty, we want everyone to be vaguely menacing.
He could be a really scary Hermes, especially if he's channeling the operative. Like if he's acting like that during Fry's onboarding.
Do you know what your sin is, Fry?
All right. For Amy, I have Aquafina. I feel like shut up. If you have a duplicate, save it. Make it a surprise.
Oh, okay. Do it again.
Sorry, I have to yell. I have to yell at Joe once per episode. Well, my choice for Amy is Aquafina. I feel
good pick.
Shut up, Joe. Shang-Chi, I feel like was a 2-hour audition for like a great Amy type character. I was thinking also, I hope this isn't somebody else's pick, but Kelly Marie Tran, but I feel like Aquafina is definitely like funny to add to that dark and gritty.
I picked Aquafina.
Oh,
I didn't think of Tran. What? I didn't even think of Tran after watching your last fan cast, and looking back at my list, like, oh yeah, she's great. I'd love to put her in something, and then I didn't think of this at all.
Also, probably have to watch that Raya and the River Dragon movie. She's in that. Hey Ben, who did you pick for Amy?
Well, I did think of Kelly Marie Tran, and in fact, that's who I cast. Speaking of Raya and the Last Dragon, I just love Kelly Marie Tran, and I want her to be in everything. But also, I think she's very funny, and she can also do drama, and I think that she could do a dark and gritty, funny intern.
If you're going full dark and gritty, not a lick of comedy, definitely Kelly Marie Tran.
That's coming out of your pay.
Zoidberg. I feel like this was maybe my laziest pick, but I went with Doug Jones. If you want a monster, if you want a mo-capped monster, if you want one with maybe even like if you want to make the Zoidberg more professional. If you were doing like dark and gritty Futurama, I could see you doing a total 180 on Zoidberg and making him hyper competent.
Right, he's only bad at humans.
Yeah.
Brilliant doctor for every other species.
Exactly, and so I feel like the dark and gritty would probably actually lean into that aspect. And I think Doug Jones kind of maybe more of a scary ape sapien Saru type would be a really spooky Cthulhu looking guy. I mean, Zoidberg is just like a cute Cthulhu.
My pick, just because I wanted to see the physical transformation he would go through, is Christian Bale.
Oh, that's so good. Oh my god.
Christian Bale would definitely figure out, how do I put on a bunch of weight just in my head?
Method act it. He works as a lobster veterinarian for 6 months just to get into the role.
I took a similar approach to Johnny Blaze and thought, like, who would we sort of mocap and get a voice from, and who is very familiar with this process? Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis Zoidberg was my big idea.
Damn, I could have flat tired you 2 in a row there, Ben, because I almost brought up how I almost picked Andy Serkis.
I could literally see in your eyes that you were like, so I was also thinking maybe Andy Serkis for the same reason. And I was just like sitting here, shut the fuck up, Johnny. You should just talk about Doug Jones. Talk about Doug Jones. Well, like, because I had actually also thought of Doug Jones, but I was like, I feel like Zoidberg isn't like long. He's more like
Dark and gritty Zoidberg might be long.
Yeah, no, he might be. He could be.
You could also make him just a big scary unit too. Dave Bautista also does the mocap.
Oh right, yeah, Dave Bautista would be a good Zoidberg as well. I hadn't even considered that.
Scruffy's gonna die the way he lived.
Scruffy. Oh, good. I'm glad we got to this, because for my Scruffy, I picked Stephen Lang. Yeah, he would be a great professor, but also an amazing Scruffy, especially if he was sort of like a borderline cameo, or came in like a big damn hero moment, or if you only saw him like lazing around. No matter how you ran it, Stephen Lang I think would just be really funny, especially if he got like Avatar jacked for it.
I would pick Billy Bob Thornton.
Nice.
That's a good one. I like that.
It's also on my mind. I just watched Gray Man and Fargo and just great Billy Bob Thornton stuff lately. Yeah.
Gruffy, but with gravitas.
Mm-hmm.
Gruffitas.
Scruffitas. Oh, that's what I aspire to every day.
Well, my pick, it might seem a little literal, because I feel like he could also do this role in a not dark and gritty reboot version. I just think he'd be great at it. Whatever your interpretation is, my choice for Scruffy is Nick Offerman. First thing I did was think about who has the best mustaches in Hollywood.
His voice would be perfect for it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm like, yep. I can't do a good Nick Offerman. I won't try.
I wouldn't dare. I love trying voices I have no business trying, but I wouldn't.
Janitorial equipment. Janitorial.
Janitorial. Like it. It's the best one.
All right, but yeah, great Scruffy choice. I feel like that might even be the winner there. Am I gonna pick a winner now? Did I just make a new aspect to this whole game? I don't know. I feel like I already
let everyone pick their own winner in the comments. All of our viewers, Johnny's mom, tell us which one you think was best.
I love my mom. I love you, Mom.
I love Johnny's mom too. Hi, Heidi.
She's our #1 fan. Always comments, always likes, is always subscribed. I think our audience could learn a lot from my mom.
Ideal fan.
We're talking about Futurama, Mom. An amazing segue. For the mom character, I picked Tilda Swinton. She could also be a very scary mom. I know it's kind of a meme to make Tilda Swinton androgynous, but if you wanted to make her go in that direction, sometimes I think mom is very, well, she's definitely got like a motherly femininity to her, but like her, she has a lot of, I feel like I'm getting myself in a weird corner I shouldn't be in.
I think what you're saying is she can do the transformation well, from when she's in the giant mom suit and then takes it off and she's like, and now I'm scheming villain mom. I think that's what you're saying.
That's why you're my co-host, because you get me out of getting myself into trouble. Checks in the mail. Tilda Swinton, exactly. She would play the public face, the sweet, innocent mascot very well, and then on a dime, just fucking kicking your teeth in, scary. I think she'd be amazing. In fact, she's already the winner. I don't care what you two pick.
I had a very similar thought process, but I went with Kristen Wiig.
Oh, that'd be really good.
I feel like she's already played that character in Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar as the villain of that movie. I feel like it's a very mom kind of over-the-top, flamboyant character.
Doesn't she play a villain in one of the American Horror Stories too? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Emily Blunt. Maybe I'm always mixing people up.
Are you thinking of a Sarah
Are you
Paulson?
thinking of Emma
I'm
Roberts?
thinking of Sarah Paulson. We're moving on. We're
Yeah.
moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Sarah Paulson would be another good choice.
That's
Sure,
why
she
I
can do
brought her up.
anything.
Ben, another check is in the mail. Ben, who is your pick for mom?
I took inspiration from the fact that my professor was Sir Anthony Hopkins and decided that for his foil we needed equal gravitas in the form of Dame Judi Dench. We need an actor of the same caliber for the butting of the heads, and I think that that would be fun for us, the audience, to watch.
If you want to go very royalty, almost capitalism royalty, you know, that would be an awesome direction to go with that.
She's done a lot of really great things. I was thinking, like, especially though of her as M.
Whose turn on what are we doing? Are we on wild card?
You're up with your wild card.
Yeah, I think
yes.
we're wild card.
So everybody gets a wild card. Pick Futurama is worse than Simpsons as far as random ass side characters that are memorable. We all picked one at random. This was the only time I kind of indulged in a meta pick, but I went with Calculon, David Duchovny.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I felt I had to show off my Futurama knowledge chops with this one. A very subtle reference in one joke in one episode that Calculon actually used to be David Duchovny. Well, let's make it happen. I love evolution. Moving on, Joe, who's your wild card?
For my wild card, I really struggled with who I wanted to cast, and then it occurred to me my favorite Futurama character is the man with no name, Zap Brannigan. So, and it's a really easy pick, but I did Nathan Fillion. Yeah, he should have been in the main group, but I wanted to do Nathan Fillion's Zap Brannigan.
Yeah, and he would be perfect for that classic. And if you were doing maybe a more like creepy, awful, straight-faced, not funny Zap, he would do that well too.
Yeah.
Just
he could do anything you ask of him.
Unfunny Zap.
Ready to be canceled, Zap Brannigan.
Just playing him as real-life William Shatner the whole time.
Yeah, just like gross and uncomfortable, but you kind of have to keep him around. Who is your wild card, Ben?
I also picked one that I was like, this is almost cheating because it's almost obvious in how good it is. I went with Matthew McConaughey as the robot devil.
Yes! Oh, that's so good!
Yeah, I was like, I think he would have a lot of fun with it. I think I would have a lot of fun seeing it. I think it's fun for all.
Matthew McConaughey, I know you're listening. Do it for Ben.
Do it for Ben.
Do we want to... Who would direct these movies?
I know who would direct Ben's. I've been thinking about it the whole time. I think Ben's would be directed by... I'm not going to remember his name, but the guy who directed The Favorite.
Yorgos
Lanthimos.
That's going to be a mechanical voice saying his voice correctly when it's in the video.
Here, let me try.
Yorgos
Lanthimos.
That feels close.
Yeah, it would be
Speaking of
super
weirdo,
strange and
awkward
great.
directors, I think that Johnny Blaze's interpretation of Futurama is quite Lynchian. David Lynch to be surreal as fuck.
And like kind of uses like old Metropolis sort of themes, kind of like how Futurama uses like serial imagery a lot.
It'd be like, what if David Lynch had actually directed Empire Strikes Back as he was originally asked to do?
All right, so now the one that's actually canon, sort of, in the far future of Futurama, maybe post-apocalyptic a little bit. Jackie Earle Haley as Fry. I feel like that alone. What about Denis Villeneuve? We're all kind of going for like weird auteurs.
Yeah, love it.
He did a good job with Blade Runner, the second Blade Runner. Kind of a lot of that sort of. Oh yeah, Arrival. That would be that sort of weird out there imagery could be fun mixed in with the Futurama goofy stuff, or their spaceships. Oh my god, like and subscribe, please. We are a small little itty bitty channel and we want to be moderately, I don't want to be super popular, but like 500. I just want a community tab. That is my only selfish desire in all of this. I want 500 subscribers. I want to be able to post polls. I want a community tab. So let's get there.
Want us to be popular enough that we have a Facebook fan page that we have to publicly disassociate ourselves from because of problematic content.
That would be fun. I'm gonna.
I want to
look
be
forward to
that big. That's as big as I want to get.
Hey, it's your favorite time where you get to plug your stuff.
It is my favorite time where I get to plug stuff. Please listen to my podcast, Word Salad Radio. It's a bunch of different formats. We mostly talk about movies and various types of shows. So that's a lot of fun. And these guys have been on it, and we'll be on it again.
Anything else? Anything we gotta plug? Any hilarious jokes for the outro?
Hermes Conrad, is that you inside that dumpy little fat man?
Do you know what your sin is, Doctor? It's pride.